All right, we are going to work on compare and contrast in our purple packets. Okay, remember the author uses comparing and contrasting to show similarities and differences between two things. We're going to be looking for words like however, on the other hand, similarly, like, or unlike. Okay, so today we are going to compare and contrast two different kinds of basketballs. So we're going to compare a plastic basketball versus a leather basketball. And we're going to see what the similarities are and what the differences are in those two. So follow along as I read it. When you find an interesting fact, you might want to have a pencil and just underline it, and we can go back and make sure that we get all of those. All right, here we go. Plastic versus leather. A new kind of basketball. From the electronic scoreboards, television screens, to even the equipment, technology has become a part of sports. But is it possible for technology advancements to be a bad thing for sports? At the heart of this debate is the new basketball being introduced by the National Basketball Association, or NBA. Since the game began, basketballs have been made of leather. The new balls are covered with a special type of plastic. The maker of the NBA balls, both old and new, Spalding, insists that many tests conducted during the development of this new ball shows superior performance to the leather ones. However, hear that word, scientists in Texas have found that the new plastic-covered ball does not bounce quite the same, and as a result will have awkward bounce results. In addition, they concur that the new ball will become slippery when sweat is applied. Scientists used a material similar to the palm of our hands called silicone. They rolled the ball along this to determine how well it created friction and therefore stuck to the material. The results showed that the old leather ball did not stick as tightly as the plastic one. However, when just a simple drop of moisture was added, the plastic ball could not keep a grip on the silicone. In addition, the older leather ball was 8 times more absorbent than the newer plastic one. As a result, if used by professionals, the new balls would have to be constantly changed, cleaned, and dried. Scientists and players are urging the NBA to hold off using the new plastic balls until further research and experiments can be done. Players are afraid that the new balls will result in sloppier games and more mistakes due to the ball rather than human error. For now, the NBA has begun using the ball. Time will tell if this is a benefit or a deterrent for the game. All right, so what did we learn about the plastic balls? All right, so the plastic balls showed, if you go up to the second paragraph, it says that the plastic ball showed superior performance than the leather ones. So we're going to put superior performance. But the plastic ball does not have the same bounce. So not the same bounce. Okay, so the two things I have so far are superior performance and not the same bounce. Okay, also it talked about the plastic ones stuck better to the player's hands, except when what happened? When they got wet or had moisture, then it didn't stick at all. So the plastic basketball stuck better when dry, but slippery when wet. Okay, so it stuck better when it was dry, but it was slippery when it was wet. All right, what about the leather basketball? Well, the leather basketball is traditional. It says that since the beginning they've been using leather. So it's traditional. It also absorbs, what did it say? I think it said 8 times. Oh yeah, right here. In addition, the older ball was 8 times more absorbent than the newer plastic one. So absorbs 8 times more than plastic. Okay, and it was not as slippery. Not as slippery. Okay, so I have it's traditional. It absorbs 8 times more than the plastic, and it's not as slippery. Okay, what else did we find in there? The players were afraid the plastic balls would cause mistakes. So players, on the plastic side, I'm going to put players afraid of bouncing mistakes. And on the leather ones, the players are used to it, right? That's what they've been using since they've started playing. So not only are they traditional, but the players are used to them. All right. So it looks like from this article, it says for now the NBA has begun using the ball. I wonder if they are actually using it now still. And it says time will tell if this is a benefit or a deterrent of the game. Oh, a detriment, sorry. I read that word wrong. Detriment. I didn't turn the paper enough to see that, darn it. Detriment. A detriment is something that causes harm or is, it just doesn't, causes harm or is more frustrating. All right, my friends, compare and contrast. Nice job. We will later in the week be working on finishing up this packet. We are getting through our packets and we will work on finishing this up as well as our poetry. Get ready this week for haikus, and we will also be working on an I am poem for writing. All right, have fun with compare and contrast. Bye, friends.